Welcome back everyone, Keypad Gamer here. Today we're going to be playing some Red Dead Redemption 2 on the PlayStation 4. Now this is one of my favourite games of all time, and my personal opinion is this is probably one of the best games I've played in a long time, and one of my favourite games of all time. It's an incredible game. Now I want to talk a little bit about the opening of this game. Some people debate that the opening is a little bit too slow and a bit boring. Now I can agree from their point of view, their perspective, but I really appreciate the time this game takes to immerse you slowly into the world and to get you to know these characters. And the fact that the opening of this game and throughout the whole game entirely has a lot of heavily amount of dialogue to it, which really immerses you into the characters, I think. And there's some incredibly good characters in this game, some of the best. Plus I think it makes it a little bit more authentic, the gameplay being a little bit more slower than other games, because I think it suits the time of the Wild West. So it gives it a little bit more of an authentic feel to it. Also in the opening part of the game you'll get to see some of the weather systems in the game. Now the snow effects are really good. You can see the snow blizzard, the snow coming down hard and heavy. You can see the snow being blown along in the wind. You can see the horses and the characters trudging through the snow, leaving behind a really long snow trail. It's just an incredible weather system, especially what they've done for the snow weather effects anyway. It's really good. Now it's not the best looking game on the PlayStation 4 at all. It is a very good looking game, but some of the character models don't look the best I've seen. Some of the plants, the foliage, the trees, the leaves, some of the grass is a bit low textured. It's not the highest resolution textures I've seen before in a game, but overall it is still one of the best looking games. It still is a very beautiful game.
Abigail says he's dying, Dutch. We'll have to stop someplace. Okay, Arthur's out looking. I sent him up ahead.
Now, I'm not too sure how the quality of the sound will be of my commentary, as I'm doing it through my PlayStation 4 camera. Now the sound isn't the best on these cameras, but my headset is broken, so that's what you get for buying a cheap £20 headset. The cables to the headset seem to tend to snap over time, even though it looks like a heavy duty cable. Look at the snow effect here, the way the snow is being blown along in the wind, and just how fast and heavy the snow is coming down. It properly feels like a very realistic snowstorm indeed. And some of the sounds in this game are fantastic. Some of the best sounds in a game that I've heard in a long time. Just adds to that immersion. And the lighting is also what I want to talk about. As you can see, the lighting here from these lanterns, how the light seems to brighten up the place exactly where the lantern is, and how the light moves over objects. It's just such good lighting. Davy's dead. Davy's dead, I tell you. Certainly is. Davy didn't make it. So he's one of the first characters in the game to go.
We need supplies.
Goodbye, Davey.
First of all, you're gonna stay here.
Rest in peace.
You're gonna get yourself warm.
See you in the next life.
John and Mike are scouting out ahead. Arthur and I, we're gonna ride
And these are some of the best characters
this
in a game also.
just for a short bit.
You get to know these characters over time, and you get to learn more about them.
Listen to me, all of you, for a moment. Now we've had
Arthur Morgan
a bad couple
has
of
to
days.
be one of my favourite characters of all time. Not just
I love
in this video game, but probably in any video game I've played. Arthur Morgan is definitely one of the top characters I've ever played as. Just fantastic character, cool character, and the more you play as him, the more you get immersed into his world, his life, the more appreciation you get to have of Arthur Morgan.
But we're gonna ride out, and we're gonna find some
Dutch
food.
van der Linde,
Everybody,
he's got one hell of a cool voice, Dutch.
we're safe.
Got one of those deep raspy voices.
Following us.
And you know, he is the leader of this gang. Dutch van der Linde, the Van der Linde gang.
We've been through worse than this before.
Look at when the characters talk and breathe as well. You can see
Miss Grimshaw, I need you to
their
send
breath
me into a camp.
in the coldness of the storm.
Now all of you,
It's amazing.
get yourselves warm. Stay
But yeah, as I said, it's not the best looking character models.
me. We ain't done yet.
And as I mentioned before, some of the foliage, the trees, the plants, the leaves, some of it has quite low resolution texture, as do some of the animals. Now some of the animals' fur seems to be a little bit, it just looks a bit dodgy, and sometimes the hair on the horses can appear to be like they've been created in Microsoft Paint or something like that. But it doesn't really take anything away from the game. I mean, overall it's still a very beautiful game. Still has very good graphics anyway. Anyway, so here we are on our horse, trudging through the snow, through the storm. I just love how the lanterns light up the place, man. It gives it such a, I don't know, there's just such a beauty to it. It's kind of hard to describe.
We'll do our best to stick to the trail. This goddamn weather. Been 2 days or more like this now.
My personal opinion of the opening being pretty slow, and the game taking its time to get you used to playing the game. My personal opinion is I really like it. As I said, I think it's more authentic to the times and the scenario that these guys are in. Trudging through the snow up the mountains, trapped in a storm. It's pretty epic.
Ride next to me, son. Don't want to lose you. Can't believe we lost Davey, too. He's the last one, Arthur. No more. We need to get those people warm and fed. At least we don't need to worry about
The trees seem to have a bit of an unusual animation also. The way they move in the wind isn't quite right. Bit of a strange animation, like I said. They seem a little bit lifeless, the trees, in a way.
That's a start.
I like the fact that they covered over in clumps of snow, a build-up of snow.
It was a trap.
That looks pretty good.
That many men? Oh, they knew we were coming. There was money on that boat.
I don't know if it's just me, but in early in early screenshots of this game, before the game was released initially, I think some of the screenshots probably look slightly higher rendered, like higher resolution texturing in some of the pictures. Now I'm not sure if the game's just been slightly downgraded for the ps4, but that's a possibility. I could imagine this game will look absolutely amazing on the PC with all the graphics. turn up to maximum, and the resolution, the texture, and turn up to maximum.
Found a little homestead down that way.
Okay.
It looks this good on the PlayStation 4. It look incredible on the PC. Plus I'm playing on standard 1080p HD TV. It would also look more incredible on a 4K HD TV.
Both of them calendar boys was, yeah. And Mac,
Now this guy Mike is a bit of a douchebag. I can't really stand him. He's just an annoying, idiotic, big mouth fool. Seems to have a very erratic behavior as well. Pretty hostile, pretty aggressive. Just a bit of a douche.
He'll be fine. Things always turn out right for that boy.
We're 11 minutes into the video so far. I believe I recorded about 30 minutes 10 seconds gameplay. Now my YouTube channel, Keypad Gamer, is pretty damn brand new. I've only uploaded about, I think, 3 videos so far. So this will be my 4th video, and probably haven't got any viewers yet. But if I do get any viewers on this game, Red Dead Redemption 2, I'd like it if you guys could comment below and give me your opinions of this game. Just want different perspectives and different opinions on this game, because I feel as though it's probably one of the best games. Well, it's definitely one of my favourite games of all time, and you could probably say it is one of the best games, definitely, made of all time.
What does that mean? Not far. Thanks.
I like how the horses seem very much alive too. They've got their own unique liveliness to them. They had their own characters to them. Also in this game you also have being able to bond with your horse, and now the more of the bond you have with your horse, the better the attributes will be, and such as horse's speed, stamina, health, etc. Being able to do 1 or 2 tricks. Yeah, and just overall quality of your horse. So that's pretty nice detail to the game. Gives you more respect and care of your horse as well. You know, it gives it more depth to it, as you want to look after your horse, want to bond with your horse. Giving it a large part of the game to play, really. But other people who have opinions of the opening is pretty so it is. And it does seem a little bit boring at times. Well, it can seem boring to some people, and I can see why, because I think most gamers now, me included, we're used to playing games that are just so fast paced. Like in GTA, running around, speeding around in cars, blowing people away. Call of Duty is such a fast-paced game, just shooting down soldiers. And you got to be quick and have super quick reactions in games like this. But I like the fact that this game breaks away from that and slows things down. Makes you appreciate the game more for the mechanics and the gameplay and the characters and the heavily story-driven dialogue. So yeah, I can appreciate the slow down pace of the gameplay.
What you
Personally, that's just my opinion.
To disturb you.
Now the combat is pretty damn good too. Combat is really satisfying. The gunplay is quite quick, it's brutal, it feels impactful, and it's fun. The fact that you can also shoot your gun, and it has a nice kickback to it, and then if you press the shoot trigger again, you will then proceed to reload your gun, so you can shoot, wait a moment, reload your gun, and then fire again. It just gives it more depth to the gunplay. Now it is a little bit tricky to aim at the enemies if you're trying to aim yourself. But if you aim the reticule close to the enemies and press the left trigger, it will slightly lock on to the enemies, making it easier to hit them. Sky thinks he's going to get away, buddy. Only gonna let him get so far. As I was saying, yeah, the overall gunplay is good. It is a little bit annoying that some of the enemies can absorb quite a few gunshots, depending on whereby you hit them in the body. That can be a little bit annoying sometimes. Took me a moment what to think to say then, I just went completely blank. Also listen to the sounds of when you enter these wooden shacks. You can hear the wind howling throughout the building, you can hear the footsteps of the characters walking around, you can hear the wood creaking and crunking. There's just so much immersive sounds in the game. Some of the best sounds in the game I've heard anyway. Now collecting and looting can also be a bit tedious at times, especially throughout the whole game. When you've collected items and looted items enough times throughout the game, the fact that you have to hold square down and it's a slow, sort of more realistic pace of collecting things, it's nice to begin with. It gives it quite a nice touch to the game, a little bit more authentic, but over time that part of the gameplay can be a little bit boring and you just wish you could just loot a little bit quicker. I like the fact you can go through drawers and cupboards individually as well, and you can close them after you. It's pretty good.
I'm going to start packing the horses. You keep looking.
That wood fire looks so warm and comforting from here. What do we have here? Close the box. There are moments in the game where the graphics look absolutely beautiful, especially with that lighting. The lighting is really good.
Micah, Arthur, keep looking for stuff. Arthur, go see if there's anything in that barn. Micah, you search the cabin, see what we missed. Joe.
So we'll quickly make our way over to the barn, investigate the barn area, see what's going on here. Open the door. Open. Take our gun up. And here we have an old Driscoll jumping us. Now we get to see some of the combat, unarmed combat. it's pretty aggressive combat. I mean, the punches and the movement is very aggressive and fast. Each hit feels pretty good, pretty solid. Gives you a pretty good indication of Arthur Morgan's fighting style and his strength. Now we get to interrogate this O'Driscoll, one of many characters you can interrogate throughout the game. Give him a good beating and question him.
With the others at an old mining camp southwest of here, near the lake.
What are you bastards doing?
Give us some answers, boy.
We're fixing to rob some train. Gonna blow the tracks. I don't know more than that, I swear.
So we'll give him a bit more of a beating.
Have this, Arthur. Do what you want with him. I don't care.
Smash his face in. He's had a pretty good beating now, so I'm just gonna let him go. Won't bother killing him. Pick up our gun, our revolver, and of course our old cowboy hat. Now I like the way you can lock onto the horse and press the square button to calm the horse down. It's just a nice little touch of the game that you have to calm the animal before being able to approach the horse and pet the horse, and then you can lead the horse out of the barn. Gives it a lot more depth and more meaning to these animals, to the horses, should I say. And we're gonna hitch this horse to the hitch post and continue on with the game.
Decent horse. You should keep him. Tie him up over there, Arthur.
Got a brand new horse.
My God, what the hell do you think you're doing?
Oh, the guy found in the cellar.
Now you can see Michael Bell's kind of attitude here. He seems a bit psychotic, a little bit crazy.
Miss, now, it is going to be okay. We mean you no harm. Miss, come on. It'll be okay. We need to get out of here, and quick. Come on.
I'm really liking the fire effect in this game too.
You okay?
The nice warm glow of the fire. Looks pretty good. Good animation to the flames.
Miss, you are safe now. You can't stay here. You come with us. Arthur. Miss, it's okay. We're bad men. We ain't them. It's okay. Get on. We'll keep you safe until you figure out what you want to do. What's your name, miss? Miss?
Adler.
Adler.
Sadie Adler. Mrs. He was my husband.
Also, this game's world is a very vast, immersive open world. There's so much exploration to be done. And a lot of the towns and the city, they feel very well lived in, very
We found some of them there. There is more about.
they feel very realistic. Each town feels like a very well and truly lived in town. You got so much, there's so much like
Supplies, blankets, a little bit of food.
treasures you can find,
Poor soul, Miss
hunting,
Miss Tilly, Miss
fishing,
Tilly, warm her
meeting new characters, side missions,
They turned her into a widow.
finding
I need some rest. I haven't slept in 3 days.
unexplored locations,
Over here. Miss O'Shea will show you the way.
random events,
We put you in a room over here.
doing bounty hunter missions.
Fellas over there.
There's just so much this world has to offer.
Next to Bill Williamson and a bunch of darkies. Get yourself to bed.
Enter pursued by a memory.
Days. Weather ain't let up. He's strong and he's smart. Strong at least. Hello, Arthur.
Abigail,
Arthur, how you doing?
just fine, Abigail. You?
I need you to. I'm sorry to ask, but
It's little John. He's got himself caught into a scrape
he
again.
ain't been seen in 2.
So very early on in the game there's a lot of heavily dialogue. There's a lot of heavy dialogue in this game, which makes it even more
He got caught in some snowstorm.
Please go take
just an absolute brilliant game.
Yes. Javier, will you ride out with Arthur?
And some of the voice acting is incredible. You probably have some of the best voice actors in this game.
Jesus. We're pretty worried about it.
I know. If the situation were reversed. Look for me.
thank you.
So we're gonna have to go trudging up the mountain on horseback, trying to find John Marston. Now, John Marston is a character you play as in the first Red Dead Redemption game.
You wouldn't leave. Not like that.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Look at the tree animation here. It seems a little bit unusual to me. They just don't animate in a realistic way. They just sway too much. They almost have a bendy look to them. Not much animation on the leaves. Just a very unusual animated trees. They could have done a lot better, I think.
Let's hope it ain't more of O'Driscoll's boy.
Possibly the game engine that they're using, that Rockstar are using.
Recently.
Could have slight improvements or updated. But as I keep saying, the overall game looks fantastic.
Let's cross. See, they continue up that way.
The river looks amazing too. The animation on the water is great. Can't fault the animation of the water.
Tracks for sure, but could be anyone. Let's just see where they lead.
So, you were there, Javier. What really happened on that boat?
We had the money, it seemed fine. And
Almost disappearing into the snow blizzard here.
No, Pinkerton. It was crazy. Raining bullets.
I'm not sure if my microphone is picking up some idiots outside somewhere shouting crap. But that's pretty annoying if it is picking up.
Bad way.
Sorry about that.
But it was a bad situation.
That ain't like him, though.
Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed today's video on Red Dead Redemption 2. I am Keypad Gamer. Please like and subscribe if you want.
Davey got shot. Mac
And
both shot.
hope to see you in the next video.
We don't even know.
Peace out.
I'm surprised we escaped at all. By the time you boys showed up from the other side of town, we were only just holding on.
Bad business, all right.